Well, thank you and good morning. Thank you for all being here today. Joining me are representatives from our city's recognized employee organizations. Michael Zuquette with the Municipal Employees Association, Mike Fender with the Police Officers Association, Alan Aralato and Mike McGee from our Firefighters Local 145, Frank Bataro and Marcos Cardenas with AFSCME Local 127, James Gartland and Bill Bowers from our Teamsters Local 911, and Mark Mercer with the Deputy City Attorneys Association. We're here to announce that we've reached an agreement on a program that I've dubbed San Diego Works, an initiative to get City Hall working smarter and faster for the benefit of San Diego residents. San Diegans deserve a government that works for them, and that means that City Hall should be as effective as possible. The San Diego Works programs challenges our city employees to come up with efficiency proposals that result in more of our tax dollars being spent on improving our communities. And the money saved from these ideas can put towards things like new streetlights, freshly paved roads, and increased public safety. Simply put, if a city employee or a group of employees come up with a great idea that saves taxpayers money, they will be rewarded using some of the savings. How much they can earn depends on how much money the idea saves the city. Individual employees can earn as much as $5,000 for ideas that are implemented in next year's budget. This program brings the entrepreneurial spirit of the private sector to government by giving employees the incentive to make sure that they have the opportunity to put forth these bold ideas that help streamline the bureaucracy and cut red tape. The San Diego Works program is just another example of how I've tried to work together to bring the city together since I became mayor a few months ago. It's a different way of doing things at City Hall, and I believe that we can accomplish so much more when we work together. We can harness the power of great ideas for all San Diegans. And I know our partners in the city's recognized employee organizations agree. In fact, as I was talking a little bit earlier, I think we've broken one of the records for the shortest labor negotiations in reaching this agreement. It's a testament to our city employees that are here behind me and the thousands that are part of our city employee groups. It's a commitment to them wanting to make our city better, for them to deliver the quality services that each and every one of them does every day. And it also lets us know how much that we know that we're looking forward to these great ideas that they have been wanting to share, they have been wanting to implement. They only had a system and someone that would listen. Well, I am listening. And I'm excited to see these proposals that will start rolling in. We have great people that work for the city of San Diego. We have sharp people, very bright people that know how to do their job, but more importantly, know how to do it better. And now we're creating the opportunities and the incentives to bring these creative ideas forward. We're going to empower all of our employee groups to make sure that we have a city government and a city hall that all of us can be proud of. So I'm looking forward to the proposals. I know there's a lot of great creative ideas that are helping us to service all of our neighborhoods and all of our communities. And after all, that's what this is all about. So I want to thank all of the representatives of our employee groups for their creativity, for their spirit of working together, and most of all, their enthusiasm to do great things for the city and for this neighborhood. And with that, I'm pleased to introduce one of our first speakers will be Michael Zuquette, who's the head of our Municipal Employees Association. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor Faulconer. I wanted to emphasize two of the points the mayor made and appreciate Mayor Faulconer for his leadership on this issue. When the mayor took office, I think he inherited a lot of stuff, including a managed competition program that everybody agreed was not working for anybody. And the mayor took what I think is a very thoughtful approach on it, which is let's work to fix that and do so in a collaborative way. And we've all agreed to do that. But while we're doing that, let's try and find some efficiencies the old-fashioned way, if you will, by engaging employees, incentivizing them to come up with better ways to do their own jobs, to serve the citizens, and to save taxpayers money. And that's what this program is. And thanks to the mayor's leadership, it's going to be implemented, and we're going to be seeing efficiencies and savings sooner than we would had we continued down the paths of previous administrations. The second point I wanted to emphasize, the mayor also mentioned, is that this was a very quick meet and confer. That's the fancy term for having to negotiate with affected employees on programs that affect them. And you may think, well, of course it went quickly. This is about incentivizing employees to come up with ideas. That sounds pretty easy, but nothing is easy in any bureaucracy. And regulations are affected, and municipal codes and city charters, and lawyers get involved. But even with all of those issues, this was wrapped up in a matter of a couple of weeks. And that was really because of the approach all sides took, including and especially the mayor's office, in just trying to make the best program possible. And I would note that that experience we just had with that negotiation process was, shall we say, unique. And I mean that in a good way compared to previous negotiations conducted by previous administrations in previous years. So also wanted to recognize and appreciate Mayor Faulconer and his team for that, because we really got together, put our minds together. We were all in the same boat, rowing in the same direction, and we were able to get things done in a couple weeks, which is just really a great model for not only this issue but future issues. So now, as the mayor said, it's time to see what employees come up with, see what savings we can implement immediately, which benefits everybody. Employees don't have any fun seeing a city where things could be done better, and certainly citizens and taxpayers don't either. So if we can all figure this out together, it's all good. And I want to thank Mayor Faulconer for his leadership on this. We wouldn't be here today if it weren't for his leadership and the work of his team in getting this together. So thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. Thank you. Before I introduce Alan Arolato from Firefighters Local 145, I also want to introduce Almas Udris from my team in the Department of Performance and Analytics. And Almas, thank you for all of the work, and Barbara as well, on making this work and getting a new spirit going in terms of making the city run much more efficiently. Alan?
Good morning. I'm Alan Arolato, President of San Diego Firefighters. There's no disputing the fact that we've been on a rough road here in the city of San Diego the past few years. And with Mayor Faulconer in office now, we're pretty happy to stand here proudly with our fellow city employees that we've reached an agreement on this initiative. As I stand here and we work these dialogues, and we're appreciative to Mayor Faulconer and his staff for getting this done, we understand that managed competition has a minimal direct impact on the firefighting forces, seeing that public safety is not part of the managed competition effort. However, there is a direct impact on that. In this process and the ideas that the firefighters can put forward along with the other city employees, we think will really move the ball forward here. So thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Next up, I'd like to introduce Frank Pitaro with AFSCME Local 127. Frank? Thank you, sir.
Good morning. I'm Frank Pitaro, President of AFSCME Local 127. We applaud the mayor and thank him for his forward thinking and his concept of San Diego Works. The mayor has understood that his most precious resources are its employees, and with their vast industrial knowledge and their institutional knowledge of how the city wins, it works, and that they're the ones that can give him the best opportunity to see what can help this city move forward. We see it only as an opportunity to prove that San Diego not only is America's finest city, but San Diego is America's most efficient city. It's a win-win for all of us, for employees and the taxpayers. Thank you.
James Gartland from Teamsters Local 911. James?
We'd like to just thank the mayor for his leadership on this. This is a great example of when everybody gets together and on the same page, real good things can happen. And this is a sign of good things to come for the city. And thank you for your leadership, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Anybody else, James? Anybody else want to say from us? Okay. All right, well, thank you. As I said before, I appreciate everybody's hard work, and there was a lot of hard work, but it was accomplished very, very quickly. We are looking forward to great ideas coming forward, and again, we are harnessing the power, the creativity, and the expertise of people that love this city, that believe in this city, and want it to work and work very, very well. So thank you all for all of your help and support, and we'd be happy to answer any questions one-on-one. Thank you, guys. Go ahead, Steve.
Who is it that vets these ideas to determine whether or not?
Almas, you want to come in and give you an opportunity?
Almas Udris, Director of the Performance and Analytics Department. The department that will be vetting those ideas is going to be my department. It's one of the new departments that was created by the mayor in the fiscal year 15 budget. Sure, so under the program that we just agreed to, my department is going to be setting up a email address where employees can submit ideas. We are encouraging employees to get together in proposal teams and work and collaborate across departments, across different functional areas, submit proposals to my department. We will also be setting up a box outside of our office where folks can submit ideas that don't have access to email. The proposal period, the proposal acceptance period opens up on August 15th, and we will be accepting proposals up until November 15th. Because as you know, at that point we need to start the process of working those through the financial management system and getting those into our fiscal year 16 budget.
Mayor, one other thing. Yeah. Long term, how do you see this interfacing with managed competition?
I think it complements it, and I think as Mr. Zucchett just said, Steve, I'm a big believer in the managed competition process, but in a process that makes sense that we can implement. As you know, the old process was taking over 2 years to implement those ideas, and so we're sitting down and renegotiating those rules of the road that allow us to make sure they're very clear, that we understand what needs to be done, and we accomplish that. Part of what San Diego Works is about is getting these good ideas going now. And I know that there's a lot of great ideas because I've talked to folks, and we want to harness that creativity immediately. And I'm very optimistic that we're going to see some great ideas, as Almas just said, starting August 15th. I mean, when you think about the expertise that, as I said, it's not only standing behind me here today, but all of our city employees that are out in the field have been doing their job for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and sometimes longer. They know great ideas on how we can do things differently. They know how we can save money, and I've heard a lot of that. You know, Frank and I have had this discussion. He said, "Yeah, there's literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, I believe, that we can save when we unleash this creativity." This is a program, as you know, that we've started. We've said we want to make sure it works. It's a 1-year pilot program. I'm pretty confident that this will become standard operating procedure for the city in the years to come. It's the right thing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. Thank you.